Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about an interesting development that has been occurring in my orchid collection this year. As you know, I had a series of unfortunate events over winter. And then I got the plants outside at the end of May, and we had so many storms out here that the plants ultimately were knocked over onto the ground several times. Many of them sustained leaf damage, my beautiful Phalaenopsis, because they were kind of banged around multiple times, falling out of their pots. And as a result, I had to repot where I didn't want to. And yeah, the plants all got disturbed. Now here's the thing. This is something I didn't actually expect. Despite the fact that they are actually now all in recovery, I don't know why I didn't think these plants would decide not to bloom. Of course they wouldn't bloom, right? So this video here is really, it's going to be a little focus on the collection right now, because I haven't really done a collection tour in a while. But I'm going to show you how they have recovered and what's really going on with the plants. Now, see my space here? Yeah, I did lose a couple of the big vandas because they were right beside the fire in the greenhouse. So I do have some space, but fear not. I ordered a couple more vanda. I told myself that I'm not going to, but for my wedding anniversary, I definitely said to myself, this is something I want to do. The vandas are, however, many of them, in fact, most of them, are spiking. I have looked and I'm seeing spikes. This one bloomed, but it does have a spike starting. Here is Kolmari, beaten up from day one, but it has spiked. I have some little ones that have never spiked before. This right here is Vanda Philippe Christophe cross Insignis, a Moat cross. This one has never bloomed for me. Aromatica cross Mimi Palmer, because it has gone through a lot. When the fire hit it, for some reason, it got some leaf damage here, and the leaves fell off, but it recovered. It's doing well. My Phals that got strong leaf damage, some of them got burnt, they are now deciding to spike. Here's my other vanda. No, don't see any spikes. Of course, we have Memoria Holland Tan with 3 spikes this year. This is a first for me, having 3 spikes. And my other little Memoria Holland Tan also has 3 spikes. But the mystery and the not so mysterious thing in my collection is my Phalaenopsis, which usually puts on quite a show in the summer. They are not blooming at all this year for the summer. I think they'll be on the mend enough for winter to actually decide to bloom, but they're all disturbed rudely and violently, their leaf getting damaged and whatnot. But I'm showing you, despite all the damage, I mean, they are pulling through. I'm seeing spikes. Oh my gosh, this guy back here, he was down to 1 leaf. I don't know when this happened, but the main plant burnt off, and he was just this little baby at the beginning of spring, and I stuck him back in the shade, and look at that. Look at that. It's, you know what, let me move it back in the shade before I burn the leaves again. But yep, that one as well suffered the same fate. It was burnt up, and those 2 top leaves are new. So I think they're doing okay. Oh, this one actually gave me 4 spikes. I didn't see this spike because it was trapped in the pot. But as you can see, it's gone over now. But this was a first for Irides multiflora. It gave me 4 magnificent spikes. This has never happened. My friend and I called it bastard, but we need to retire that name because it has been doing very well. So anywho, that's what has occurred as a result of the multiple unpottings and the multiple mishaps. My plumeria also have chosen not to bloom. We had one that bloomed, but everybody is outrageously green this year because we've had a ton of rain at weird times. Spring was not rainy, but then now summer. Ohio has been having storm after storm after storm. So all the plumeria are supremely lush, but they didn't bloom. So they're pretty though, right? And of course the cacti, I am amazed that they have not just straight rotted through, because it's been day after day after day of endless rain. It's crazy. I know all throughout the United States there's been some rough weather. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing what you guys are going through in your orchid collection if you have them outside at the moment. With me, as you know, I keep these outside between end of May, and usually the end of October because, well, this is zone 6, it's cold. But the cacti are also miraculously doing okay despite getting way too much rain. They also have not chosen to bloom, so a shadier summer despite the heat has rendered the orchid collection relatively green. It's just green, no flowers. Now this Hoya is just an overachiever. This is Sunrise. And the Hoyas themselves, actually, to pan over, they also are in full recovery. I did an update, the video before this one, on all the Hoyas, even though I didn't feature all of them. So everybody's looking quite good. Oh, in case you guys have never seen Hoya pandurata in bloom, look at that. Isn't it cute? It reminds me of Patricia. Yeah, this Hoya, the bloom looks like Patricia's bloom, which is interesting. So this is what is going on with the collection. Everything is looking really good. But I have not had blooms. This is why I actually figured I wouldn't even film anything much, because what am I going to show you? Green leaves? Because that's really all there is. Lots and lots of green leaves. All right. Hello. Gosh, the cicadas are so loud. Anywho, so that's what's going on in my orchid, Hoya, and cactus collection. Things are getting better. Hi, Dooney. Whoops. Hey, Doon. How are you? Things are getting better, but that's what happens. I never really thought about it. Disturbing fowls right before they're supposed to go in their bloom season would cause them not to bloom, but that's the case. They chose not to, right? But it looks like in a couple of months we're gonna have some decent bloom videos of the Phalaenopsis when they decide to mature their spikes, and lots of the Vanda, which also have lots of spikes, as I'm here looking in corners and seeing spikes coming along. Anyway, guys, what's going on in your collection throughout this weird summer that we all seem to be experiencing? I'm looking at the weather all throughout the world, and it is divinely upsetting. I'm beside myself with the things that I'm seeing. Prayers for the people in Nepal right now that went through that horrendous flood that I know we've all seen on social media. Strangely, not so much on the news. I don't know what the news is doing. But anywho, let us direct our thoughts to everyone that is going through periods of duress right now. I'm kind of concerned about the winter that we have coming. But let's all think positively, guys, and pray for the best. Sheesh. I hope you guys are doing okay. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoy videos like this and content like this, please consider subscribing. It is free. If you are interested, also share my video with someone who might just like some calming chit chat about plants. And be sure to drop me a note below to tell me, how has your collection been doing in this particular weather? Some people are going through extreme drought, and some seem to be going through too much rain. It's been crazy, but you know what? They're still standing. I'm still standing. Yeah. Sorry, cringe. Bye, guys.